Hi, folks. Terry Newsom behind enemy lines. So, again, in Chicago, less than a week, we had another mass shooting today. It occurred in Cicero, Illinois, Al Capone's old neighborhood, adjacent to the city of Chicago. There was 4 people that were shot at 12:30 in the afternoon Sunday. Earlier this week, there was 8 people shot at 2 in the afternoon on Monday. We later found out that they were Venezuelans. 4 of them were men. 4 of them were women. I think 4 people died so far from last Monday. So today it was 1 man and 3 women. The man died. The 3 women are still alive. So 6 days, 2 mass shootings in Chicago. I was told by a very reliable source, it's not 100% confirmed yet, but the shooting that occurred today was tied to Venezuelans. Again, I'm not 100% sure yet. Odds are it probably is. In addition to the 4 that were shot today, Friday night, 2 undercover police officers were shot at. 1 officer was shot in the back when they got out in a car that was double parked. I don't know who or what might allegedly be tied to that, but it's awful odd that a shooting like this occurred in Cicero and a police officer was shot in his back. I mean, this is crazier than stuff that went on in the Capone days, right? 2 mass shootings in 6 days in Chicago. I do know Cicero is full of Venezuelans. I do know that Catholic Charities has a big center set up there. It's a food pantry. And I went out there last February myself because I heard that there was a lot of Venezuelans in Cicero. And I heard that Catholic Charities was feeding them. Sure enough, I was right. I'll share some of the videos with you. And I called Catholic Charities. I'm a Catholic. I'm not a good Catholic, which means when I want something, I need something, or sick, I'm a Catholic. So I guess I'm a normal Catholic. It's a joke. So anyway, I did call and I did confirm with the lady I spoke to. I said I wanted to come and help. And then she confirmed with me that they're feeding the new arrivals, the new immigrants. They didn't like the food. They get hungry at night. So they needed help. They need help from additional people to help pack grocery bags and help them walk around the pantry to shop. So there's a huge presence. I knew that since last February. I would not be surprised if we find out that Venezuelans were tied to one of these 2 shootings that occurred over the weekend. I do know that the West Suburban Major Crimes Unit is involved helping Cicero. I do know that the City of Chicago police gangs unit is helping Cicero. So if you put everything together and based on what I was told, I'd be surprised that it wasn't. What's very upsetting is being a Catholic, Catholic Charities is so culpable in what's happening to our country. They're basically the logistics and distribution arm of the cartels who are dumping these illegals and criminals at our border. They pick them up, they bust them up here with our tax dollars, and then they put them in apartments. So if you've followed any of the past stories in Gateway Pundit or my videos, the Catholic charity FOIAs I have, they were putting up 50 a day in apartments, and they signed the lease. They help sign the lease. Then they help them put the utilities on, ComEd, Peoples. And so they're culpable. And for those Catholics who are staying silent now, you're no different than the 1930s when the German people who were quiet and silent when Hitler was coming to his power. I'm not saying that Catholic Charities is like Hitler, but I'm saying for those of you who are not speaking out against the Catholic Church, I don't see anyone speaking out about it. You need to stand up. This is ridiculous. And so we'll find out soon to confirm 100%. On the back end of this clip here, I'm going to have the Chief of Police of Cicero talking about the mass shooting that occurred today. Take care.
Good afternoon. My name is Thomas Boyle, B-O-Y-L-E. First name Thomas, T-H-O-M-A-S. Superintendent of Police for the Cicero Police Department. Just want to make a brief informational broadcast on an incident that we had at Roosevelt and Cicero Avenue at about 12:27 p.m. This afternoon. We received a call of shots fired in the intersection or near the intersection of Roosevelt and Cicero Avenue. Our initial units, when they responded, came upon two different scenes. One was on eastbound Roosevelt Road, just west of Cicero Avenue, and the second was in the 1100 block of South Cicero Avenue in the northbound lanes. Our preliminary investigation at this point indicates that there was an initial shooting that had happened eastbound on Roosevelt Road, just west of Cicero Avenue, and that continued into the northbound lanes of Cicero into Chicago in the 1100 block. What we have at this point is some preliminary information. We have 7 total victims.
Information tonight involving a police officer who was shot in the back in Cicero. It happened as 2 officers working in plain clothes checked out a car that was illegally double parked. Tonight, police have 2 people detained. Sarah Maki spoke with the neighbors.
Shattered glass remains in the middle of this intersection. Just a small sign of what happened here, a potential parking violation that quickly escalated and ended with 1 officer shot. Cicero police say 2 officers approached the car as it was illegally double parked at 35th Street and 61st Court just before 1 a.m. Saturday. Only moments later, police say someone started shooting. A 29-year-old officer hit in the